Okay, guys, we are live! So for those listening at home, welcome to the Dungeon Musings YouTube channel. My name is Kevin Madison, and I'll be your friendly Grim and Perilous Master today, because today we are returning to the old world with another session of Warhammer Fantasy 4th Edition, published by Cubicle 7, and this is actually going to be a character creation session. We have played through the first adventure from the Rough Nights and Hard Days, the Rough Nights of Three Feathers, and we played that with some pre-generated characters. It was a lot of fun, but on my vacation I started thinking, and what I was more interested in doing or proposing for our players was for them to create their own characters, and then we're going to start fresh from the start and follow through those characters rather than playing these fairly experienced characters that we had from before. And that's what we're doing today. So let me introduce you to the stars of tonight's session, or today's session. I'll go the order I've got you guys on the screen here. Why don't you tell us who you are? And I guess we don't know who you're playing yet, so just who are you? First up, we've got John.
Hey everyone, I'm John. I previously played Amorous, the charismatic diplomatic elf, who had no luck. Hopefully I'll get somebody more interesting. Well, he was very interesting, but, you know, my own flavor.
Nice. Next up is Darren.
Yeah, Darren here. Yeah, in the previous game I played Sally. So looking to see what the dice will get us into, what classes, what races. Let the dice decide today, I think.
Very nice. And last but certainly not least is Carl.
Yes, I played Elsa, and the one time I played the last time we did this Warhammer Fantasy thing, and I'm gonna roll totally random as well.
Nice.
So we'll see how it goes.
All right. So for those who may not be familiar with Warhammer Fantasy 4th Edition or Warhammer Fantasy in general, there is a series of random selections that you make when you're making a character. But the 4th Edition gives you different ways of mitigating that. But rather than penalizing you if you roll more than one, the more randomness you embrace in the character creation for this, the more XP you get in order to build your character. So it sort of rewards the willingness to go with the old school approach of randomly generating your race or your ancestry or species, and randomly generating your career and so forth. So let's see how we do. All right, guys. So I'm on page 24 of the core rulebook.
Yep.
John, we'll go left to right here.
Alrighty.
Select your species. Oh, hold on. We're using the one out of Archives of the Empire. 1 second here. Where is that? What page is that in Archive of the Empire 2, Carl? Do you remember offhand?
Oh, it doesn't matter. If you're substituting the gnome one, it's in the back of.
Well, the gnome's in
98 is a gnome, since we're not using the Archives of the Empire, 98 is gnome instead of ogre.
Is ogre the only new species that's added to that list?
In which one?
In Archives.
Yes.
Okay, then I don't need to look it up. All right. I wonder if does Rough Nights add a random table?
Yeah, I am looking.
Oh, it does. Yeah.
I'm looking at Rough Nights. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so
Rough Nights page 87.
87. All right. So let me turn to the chat here, John. Whoopsies. There we go. Go ahead. Give us a D100 roll.
36. I guess I'm human.
You're human.
You're human.
Hey, Darren, selecting or you rolling? Nice. Human as well. Yeah. And Carl? Human as well.
Stupid human.
Alrighty. Yep. So then, so that means each of you are going to get 20 extra XP. I'll keep tally of that. Human, and human. All right. So then, next thing is
career,
class and career. So John, you can first off start up by rolling D100, and then you get to make a decision.
Okay, so class.
11. A priest.
Oh, that's cool.
That fits me almost perfectly.
Okay, so your choice is you can keep that result and gain 50 bonus XP, or you can roll twice more to bring your total choices to 3, which gives you 25 bonus XP, or you can just roll those 2. If you don't like those 2 other ones, select what you want and get 0 bonus XP.
No, I'll keep the priest.
Keep the priest. Nice. Okay, so John's playing a priest.
50 XP.
And 50 XP. Darren. Give us a
I shall give it
D100,
a
please.
roll.
Oh,
Ooh, 80.
An outlaw.
Ooh.
Now, same choice. You want to roll 2 more times and dump that down to 25?
Nah, that sounds interesting.
All right. And Carl, give us a D100, please. 9.
9 again. That's weird.
Priest again.
A priest. We could have more than one priest, right?
Heck
Is there
yeah.
a subtable? Is there a subtable for priests, or is there a?
There is not yet. No, they haven't released a priest book for it. But I mean, this is these
You can
characters.
choose, right?
Yeah, and these characters are at the start of their campaign too, so it very well could be that these are 2 priests who fell in with an outlaw. You know, yeah. So your other option is to roll 2 more times, and then select from them, or are you good with a priest?
No, I think that's pretty good.
Okay.
I mean, you're gonna then you input your first career. So that career is academic.
Yeah.
And you input your first career. That's
Priest, perfect. So we got our your class, is academic, and then career is priest. So then, next up is your attributes, guys. So for humans, everything is 2d10 plus 20. I'll leave it to you to go ahead and make those rolls and add them in. You can tell us what you got.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's a lot of rolls.
yeah. So where do we put the? There's a.
You got to go to the advanced tab, I think.
Yes, you have to add the career in the advanced tab.
I'll take a look.
An advances add the human. Oh, you just add it there. Okay.
I believe so, yeah.
That's a pretty low weapon skill.
Yep, that did it. Cool.
Okay.
All right. So. No.
All right.
Well, we got a choice here too, right? There's a choice.
Yeah, that's true. So you can roll 2d10 for each of the characteristics, write them down on your character sheet, and if you stick with your random results, you gain 50 XP. You can rearrange them to gain 25 bonus XP. If you're still not happy with it, allocate 100 points across the 10 characteristics as you prefer, with a minimum 4, maximum 18 allocated to any single attribute, and then add the modifiers from the attribute table and record them on your character sheet to get no bonus XP. So roll them straight down. Decide if you like what you've got there. If you want to move stuff around, it becomes 25 bonus XP instead of 50. If you're still unhappy with what you got, you can just take 100 points and spread it across the skills.
Yeah, the Roll20 was very insistent on giving me the low end of the D10 rolls for some reason.
Ooh.
Except for that's not bad.
Well, I mean, the first
getting, like,
4
one high
stats
and-
were 24 and lower.
Yeah, the second half's going better. The first half was brutal.
All right, so with them straight down the line, how many are sticking with those numbers? I guess I'll wait till you guys finish up.
Yeah, well, I was just letting Jonathan roll so we don't interrupt.
That's why I'm labeling them so I don't
No.
confuse what they are.
I do like that you've misspelled intelligence.
Well,
It's very
I'm
in
not
character.
Even that's almost your best stat.
intelligence. Okay, and wounds
That
are
sounds like a
automatically
law,
determined?
law term.
Okay, so my stats are rolled.
Okay, we gotta keep them.
So I can get 100 points if I only get what?
So
50
your
gold?
first choice is if you want to move them around, like they're assigned top to bottom in the order you rolled them. If you take that, you get 50 XP. If you choose to move them around, you get 25 XP. If you choose to scrap them and just take 100 points and assign it, then you get 0 bonus XP.
I think I will choose to move them around.
Okay.
Pretty good.
And that's plus 25 experience.
Yeah.
Okay.
Another 25 XP
Just-
from stats.
I think I'm going to take my fellowship and swap it with my weapon skill.
Okay. Maybe read what priest does. Where you get that you're not a warrior priest. That's a separate career. Priest is on page 58.
Mm-hmm. I still want to be doing something in combat.
I mean, getting hit technically is something in combat.
Yeah, well. Okay, so toughness and agility and willpower get boosted up at first.
Here for stuff at the bottom.
Okay. Darren, how's yours looking?
I rolled really well, so I'm just going to keep them as they are.
Okay, so you're getting plus 50. And then Carl?
My turn. I haven't rolled yet. Okay. First one. Good one. Dumb. I'm dumb. Okay. I rolled a 5 and a 7, but I can re-roll that.
It's a 12 plus 20, so that'll be 32.
32. Okay. All right.
And John, if you want to take a look at the priests, like the different gods, they start on page 205 is where they start with the description. The summary.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, 205. Oof.
I know.
It's a 30, 36. That's pretty good. 36?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah, because priest doesn't advance for a while. Toughness. That's not bad because toughness advance like that. One of the advances. Initiative.
So you guys can also record humans start with a fate of 2, a resilience of 1, and then you get 3 extra points to assign between those two, I believe.
Yep.
Yeah. And your movement is a 4.
I'll
It's
go with a
actually
standard
filled that in
3-3.
for us. That's quite handy.
You which, sorry, Darren?
I was just saying it fills all that in when you put human in.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. That's cool.
Not the bonus if you get some extra ones.
I'm going with the standard 3-3 split resilience fate.
Oh, for the yeah, okay.
Yeah, 3 points. Alrighty. I'm happy with my stats now, so yeah.
Okay.
I basically moved a 33 to weapon skill, a 31 to toughness, and my agility went to 31, and then I distributed the rest as needed. So.
Okay.
Power, see. It's not bad.
What's your fellowship then?
Fellowship is 24.
Did you look at what a priest has in skills?
Let me. Yeah, I was. Oh, shit.
It's like,
Oh, I might need to fix that.
yeah. Take a look. 58 is the page where, like, the having a character who has stats that are optimized for something else. This game is all about your characters going through the process of changing from one career to another
and stuff. Yep,
so it definitely, like, if your character transitions even from, say, priest into warrior priest later on, or something different, that is all going to be part of an interesting journey for the character.
Yep, I'm keeping mine.
You're keeping your as you rolled.
Yeah,
Nice. Okay, so it's
they're pretty good. The
50
strength is
XP.
pretty crazy. So I have to look what god is kind of has strength. Myrmidia and Sigmar, of course.
Yeah,
Or maybe
that's
I
true.
could, or maybe I could try to do Ulrich and see if I get that.
Well, those are from the warrior priest, I think.
Oh, there's a
Yeah.
warrior priest.
Let me take a look. Maybe Wolfkin.
Well, you said Wolfkin is warrior priest. That's fine.
I said that, but I
Okay.
forgot that there's a priest career too. Let me just take a look at. No, they're for sure warrior priests.
Yeah,
I'm looking
yeah,
at their... I don't know why I bothered to look it up.
I like my stats, especially since like toughness, agility, and willpower are the ones that. Yeah, so toughness and agility are going to break the 30 barrier very quickly here, and then
Nice.
so those are good stats. Pretty good stats.
Yeah,
Okay,
John, I
I'll
don't
keep-
mean to deter you from building the character the way you want.
No. You're right. I was. I'm still somewhat new, so I swapped weapon skill back to fellowship, and so that's at 33 now.
Okay. only because the way I view Warhammer Fantasy, like fighting is definitely a big part of the game too, but it's not as core to the game, I think, as what it is in, say, D&D or Pathfinder 2.
Well, I'm thinking toughness and agility should be what I focus on for like not getting hurt in combat rather than just hitting people with stuff.
Or your allies, or rely on your allies.
Mm-hmm.
That's everyone has different roles to play in it. Okay, so then we've got...
Okay, so you said priests are on what page? The
sure.
gods?
Priests, well, we'll get to that in just a moment here.
Yeah, we got to calculate wounds, right? So wounds.
Oh.
I think that does it for you as well. It's done.
Oh yeah. I guess max wounds is 10, right? So.
Yeah, I've got 11, but it's on the combat tab for wounds.
Yep.
About halfway down on the right.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's cool. They've had a long time to work on this, which is good.
Oh yeah. So yeah, it's just a formula, so that was easy to figure out. Okay.
Perfect.
And they filled in all the.
All you've got to do if you haven't done it is add your resilience and fate points.
Yeah, the bonus points.
I did 3 and 3.
I went 2 and 4. Don't know if that's a good move or not.
Well, I mean, you're an outlaw, so that's probably
Yeah,
smart.
mix it up.
All right, so then next thing, guys, is your species-related skills and talents on page 36.
Hey.
So each species has a variety of skills and talents to choose from. You may choose 3 skills to gain 5 advances in. Now, this is the way that this is phrased. I tripped up a bunch of times the first times we played this. Advances just means raising by 1. So if it says 5 advances, it means raising the skill or stat by 5 points. That's just what that means. And then 3 skills gain 3 advances each.
Yeah, this is where it gets tricky. So are we all going to be? I can close some books. Are we all going to be like Reichlanders?
Yeah, it's a good point. Is it?
I can look in the Salisman book because I know I think they finally did something which I thought I was wishing they would do. Is like
Different provinces?
Yeah, different provinces.
Isn't that in Empire at War? Let me take a look. I'll grab that book as well.
Okay. Oh, you mean like the last book?
Justifying all sorts of purchases.
Okay,
So I thought the Empire in Ruins companion had different, what do you call it? Different provinces in it.
So talents.
Well, just one sec. We're gonna see if, because there's actually the Empire has more than just the, the one
province.
to it. Pure.
So is it? So you think it's an Empire in Flames, something like that?
I thought I read it like in there, but I don't see it. I'm looking in the companion now, and I don't see it in there. These are all like Shining Rock, Altar from Chaos.
Yeah, I guess the clause even adds like a Norse. You could be a Norskin.
Yeah. So, let me grab Sea of Claws.
Yeah, they just have Norlander and Salzamander. They don't have like a.
Oh, isn't that in Middenheim? Don't they have?
Middenheimer and Middenheim, yeah.
Yeah, because I think they had. There's those alternate tables for Middenheimers, Middenlanders, and Nordlanders. Let's see, where is that? Oh, here we go. Middenheimer, Midlander, and Nordlander. So why don't we do this? So you guys, to shake it up a bit, let's say 1 to 50, you guys will be, or 1 to 60, you'll be from Reichland, and then we'll do 1 to 60 or 1 to 70? 1 to 70 from Reichland, and then each 10 increment of 10 up from that. So like 70 to 80 will be Middenheimer, 80 to 90 will be Midlander, and 90 to 100 will be Nordlander.
And we troll separately?
Yeah.
Yeah. Ooh.
Oh, cool. That's Nordlander.
Yeah, well, there's like 2 choices there too. There's Nordlander and Salzamander. You could be from the city.
Oh, yeah.
Or from.
Let me grab see a clause.
You
Oh,
could
go
have
ahead.
him just do a 50-50, right? I
Yeah,
guess.
yeah, let's do 50-50 on that one. 50 or less will be Nordlander, and then if you roll higher than 50, John, I'll go get the book. 80.
Higher than 50.
Okay, gotta look. All
So
right.
where would I record this?
And then I think it's under.
Me. I'm a boring Reiklander, and the other people are more exotic.
All right, so you'll be from the Reichland, which is neat because it actually might be different faiths then too.
Yeah, different faiths. That's cool.
Amorous 60 is. Oh, yeah, you're a Reiklander as well.
Yeah, so Nordlander is like Ulrich and Sigmar
And
primarily.
80 we said was Middenheimer. Citizens
Yeah.
of Middenheim have grown up within a big cosmopolitan city with strong links to trade, entertainment, and criminal life. Skills and talents
Perfect.
reflect the likelihood that such characters have either learned how to earn a living working or are good at networking with at least one section of the city's complex society. That's you, Darren. Let me grab the Salzman book.
Gotcha. Is there a spot on our sheet to record origin?
Haven't found it yet. I don't know if there is.
Human.
Yours is 93. I don't know what 93 was.
And,
Yeah,
Carl,
he's
to
getting a book
give
for
you the
it. So,
possibility of more variety, I grabbed Altdorf as well. I can't remember if there's any.
I didn't see anything different.
No, nothing different in there?
Yeah,
Nuts.
that's fine.
I was gonna put it in like
Here, Salzamund. All right, Salzamund. Nordlander characters. We got 142. Oh, cool. His new career, too. I saw a table for smuggling, Johnny. You can take the player out of Night Below, but you can't take the...
Florida player.
Yeah.
No?
All right, so humans from Salzamunder, while not a major city, has the hallmarks of urban sophistication, and characters from Salzamund have much in common with those in more civilized parts of the Empire. So, if you're from there, you're from Middenheim, and
Yeah.
from Reichland. So
Type in the name.
yeah,
Salzamunda in chat.
I'll put it in. I'll put each of your skills for your choices, right? Because you get 3 skills with 5 advances, 3 skills with 3 advances, and then there's talent options as well. So this is for Salzamunder. Oops.
Just so you know, on the character sheet I just found, on the advances tab, right at the bottom, if you've put obviously we've all put human in, it gives you the skill names and you can just tick them for +3 or +5
Oh, very nice.
down the bottom.
Oh, that's
the
handy.
sort of character creation bit.
Yeah.
And you can write some extra ones in by the looks of it if you need to. So it sort of works that out for you, some of it.
It's a great looking sheet.
Because I couldn't work out where some of them were. But that's how they've done it, obviously.
I'm gonna just put it in the age area and put my age in there separately. Okay. Okay.
So there's the Salzamunder.
Cool.
For the Middenheimer.
Go find out what leadership is.
Okay. There we go.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. And then you close some of this stuff off now.
I'm gonna pick leadership. +5.
I'm gonna do my.
Yeah, Carl.
I can do my random talents. Yeah, I found the humans right.
What did you pick for skills?
Charm, cool, and lore Reichland. as my +5, and then melee basic and range bow as my +3.
Okay. You get one more at 3 advances too.
One more 3. Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Gossip seems really fun.
Nice. Okay.
Gossip.
Then
Priestess Fellowship,
Yeah.
Okay.
So you get Doomed, a choice of Savvy or Suave, and then 3 random talents.
Suave, I believe, is Fellowship. The Fellowship one,
Is that
right?
the one that's a flat bonus?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
So I added to Fellowship, might as well.
Okay.
So, and then, because like I saw his agility and strength, so he looks like the picture for the priest there, like Fire Tuck, type of thing. So
go ahead.
now I do my random 3 random rolls for the other things.
Random talents. All right. So
96.
Very strong.
Oh, jeez. It's gonna be even stronger.
Hardy.
Wow. It's toughness, I think.
And 6th Sense.
Ooh.
It's cool. So Hardy, 6th Sense, and very strong.
Very strong, hardy. I wonder if it's going to add it to the...
I don't know. Yeah, these...
Let me see in the main.
I've created a sample version. We found issues with it when we were trying to level up characters. It's not the significant reason, but it's part of the reason why we've elected to create your own characters, because the character sheet seems like there's some questionable or unusual math in leveling up those pre-gens.
Yeah. So, Doomed, I got to figure out a Doomed. I think
Did Carl do... so how do we do the talents?
Talents, so you pick... you mean like just mechanically how you add it to the sheet?
Well, yeah, no, it says Doomed, Savvy, or Suave. And 3 random talents?
This is where, my first year law school reading comprehension stuff was useful. It's Doomed. The comma then separates it. It's Suave or Savvy.
Okay.
Then you get also 3 random talents.
Okay, so we're getting a total of 5 talents.
Correct.
Yes.
Okay, that's what I thought.
And the random tables on page 36.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So I'm already getting Savvy from a random talent. Cool.
Yeah. So you get, let's see here, Sharp, Attractive, and Craftsman. Not Savvy for random. 73 gives you Sharp, not Savvy.
Oh, it's okay. Sharp.
Sharp, Attractive, and Craftsman. And
I think I took Evaluate as a +5.
Nice. And Darren, let's see here. Perfect Pitch, Attractive, and Ambidextrous.
Nice.
So where do we add? How do we just add it to it? Because it says it doesn't count as an advance. So we just add it.
I think you just add it to the starting score.
Okay. The Suave gives you a +5 to Fellowship.
Nice.
And then I got Very Strong. +5 to Strength. That's crazy. He is Friar Tuck, man. All right. Yeah.
He's a bruiser.
Yeah. I gotta find a fun god. And then it was Hardy, right? You said.
Yeah.
Let's see what's Savvy.
I think you got Hardy, 6th Sense, and Very Strong.
Oh, Hardy gives you extra hit points.
Oh, nice.
So equal to your. So
Yeah.
my toughness is. Oh, my toughness is only 2, but so I only get +2. Oh, but if my toughness goes up, then this goes up.
Uh-huh.
48.
Yeah, it says that your toughness bonus should increase, then your Hardy also makes it increase. So
Yeah.
that's cool. All right. So
What does
Initiative
Attractive
score.
just add to Fellowship?
I'm just reading it now.
Oh, no, it's actually a different...
Charm test to influence others attracted to you.
Is I initiative or is it int initiative?
I is initiative.
I is initiative, int is intelligence.
Okay.
Yeah.
They should,
When you successfully charm to influence others attracted to you, you can choose to either use your SL or your skill level, or
Success
the
level.
number rolled on the unit's die.
Nice. That's huge.
So so if you roll like 29, you could say that's 9
and
success levels.
remember that one is ranked. So just as a reminder, if it says tests on your talent, you get to add whatever your rank is in that to the success level when you make skill rolls with them. So that on top of giving you that ability, it also means that because you've got one rank in it so far, up to a maximum of your fellowship bonus is how many you can take in that. You get to add +1 to the success level of any charm test.
Cool.
Yeah, it's cool. That's a small part. I actually missed that the first time I ran the game, and someone mentioned it when I was getting back into it. It was noted as one of the things I guess that's overlooked sometimes. So just be sure that you are mindful of what things you can add to your success level, because that's success level plays such a big part in this.
So it's
in all aspects of play.
per rank of talent or skill.
Exactly.
Whichever.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. That's quite a big bonus.
It really is. Like especially when it comes to combat and magic.
And I guess that reduces your if you fail as well. You know. You fail
yeah, because
by,
everything is around success level. Because contested skills are always like someone comes out on top of all of them. In this game, the success level helps you mitigate against that. That's really cool.
Gain more.
I love how the compendium lets just drop stuff in.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a really well done sheet.
So if we did all random, it's like 120 XP, right?
All random, 120, correct.
Okay.
I think
I can't see a way to add Hardy
to add Hardy. You know what? Is it on the? Is it in the compendium?
No, I mean I don't see. Oh, there it is. Okay.
There's a talent Hardy. Can you drag and drop that onto your character sheet?
Let me see if I I updated it. I don't know if that did anything. We'll see.
Let's see.
It says you got to update. So
yeah, it should do.
It didn't update. Oh, so I can use a compendium. Maybe if I do that, it'll.
You had 10 wounds before? Or sorry, you've always had 11 wounds so far?
Yeah, you had
no,
10 before,
I had 10. So now, okay, so maybe, but Hardy should have added 2 because it says.
Yeah, equal to your toughness bonus.
Yeah.
Let's see here. I'm just gonna fuss around with your character sheet for a sec here, Carl. Sorry, I'm just gonna see if there's any.
Oh, actually, non-career advances. Maybe that's where I should have done it. Okay,
could have gone in there, but let's see. Did you drag and drop?
No, I just typed it in. But I was about to drag and drop.
Yeah, give it a try to drag and drop it into the background.
Under species at the bottom.
Oh, okay, got it. Yeah, maybe try dragging and drop it in. See if that. Because some of these ones, like in the D&D 5th one, it does an amazing amount of auto-calculating.
Yeah, you still have to drag it into the talents on the first page, I think, as well.
Yeah. Oh, do I?
Yeah, this is just recording it, I think, for the character creation, this bit on the advances page. If you go onto the front page and you drag them from the compendium into the talents, I think it'll calculate it all for you, I think.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
So that's there.
Trying to add the trade skill to my sheet, but it's not working.
Let me take a look here.
I think it did it. I think it says you get a permanent addition to your one.
Well, it says I get to add a trade skill to my advanced stuff.
The trade skills grouped, is it?
Yeah.
So you have to pick an individual one.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
Or, I don't know how.
If you
I see it.
Yeah, you got it there, John? I just open up one.
Yeah. Okay, I just have to pick a trade specialization.
Yeah.
All right, how do I now? I have two of them. How do I delete one?
I think usually it's at the bottom. There's a little like lock. If you click on that and unlock it, it'll give you the option to move them around or to delete them. That's usually the case with these sheets, but. Okay.
Sorry for those who are watching. Do you think we're taking too long?
No, this is what CareGen is. This is what these sessions are always like this.
Great. Okay.
All right, I think I got it.
Maybe did you get it?
Yeah, I figured it out.
Okay. Cool.
Hardy's still on there twice, damn it. Okay.
What if it happens if you hit in the cog? Oh, that opens it up.
No, you have to hit the edit, and then it gives you an option to
Got it. Okay.
delete.
Okay.
Very strong Hardy, swab, dude. But I'm gonna delete the first Hardy and then add it back in.
Okay.
Is there a list of trades you want us to pick from, or
Your choice. Again, like the reason I wanted us to create characters is so I can just build the campaign around these characters. We'll see what shenanigans you guys are likely to get up for, and I can then provide said shenanigans.
let's see? I would like to be, since I'm hanging out with an outlaw,
Ooh,
probably
you know
providing.
Hold on. Let's take a look at Salzamund, City of Salt and Silver. So let's see what.
So Darren, how do you add experience? Like it's not giving me a. Oh.
Where's that? So.
Oh, okay. I see it. Never mind.
Yeah.
I think it's just a little pen in it.
No, I think I figured it out.
In the advancements.
Oh, I got to figure out how much bonus experience. Okay, so 27.
You've gotten, I think, 95 bonus XP.
Yep. That matches what I got. Okay, experience rewards.
Yeah, I figured it out. Under experience awards.
Character creation.
Oh yeah.
Random.
Is it not doing it for you then? Is it not?
Okay, cool. There we go. That was easy.
So general trade is definitely a part of Salzamund.
So this is a general trade?
I'm just checking here to see what see if I can get some insight as to what.
Because one of the examples in the books offers like apothecary for like, as a trade.
Yeah, right, but I'm trying to find something specific to the city you're from.
Gotcha.
Because you're a Salzamunder, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And like really what it's used for is for earning. There's a downtime activity for like working your profession. Remember how important gear was?
Mm-hmm.
There's religion, magic. Oh, religion. Here we go. So Salzamund. The most important ones, the cult of Sigmar, obviously, cult of Ulrich, and the cult of Manan, who's god of the sea. The Wave Lord in Salzamund represents the faith of Nordland's coastal people, its seaborne trade, and its fleet. Sigmar is, of course, the god of the empire. Let's see here. Oh, here we go. Types of cargo. Smuggling is definitely a big part of being a
I'm picking trade smuggling. We'll be doing that.
Nice.
It's done.
Awesome. I think we're beginning to see how the outlaw may know. Yeah,
that's what I was thinking. It's like something required. Yeah.
Well, because Midland, let me see if I've got. Did I load a proper empire map in here?
Well, so like before just historically, before the crisis of 25, the one that they've run through in the Enemy Within campaign, Salzamund is a province of Middenheim.
Yeah, so it's north of Middenheim.
North of Middenland, yeah.
Yeah, so you guys would there may be a reason why you guys would have run into one another.
Yeah, I mean, if I just go base, generic, although it doesn't have to be boring, Priest of Sigmar, then there's, definitely reasons to be up there.
Yeah.
In Nordland.
Yeah, and you know what? Like, honestly, Salzamund is one of the places where I wouldn't have necessarily picked it as the as a setting for the campaign, but it might be interesting to see what might be done there.
Yeah.
Because I'm flipping through, and even like having the having it close to Middenheim.
Yeah, it's close to the North God, so like chaos stuff.
And it's also pretty easy to access the capital for, is it the capital? Well, one of the northern cities in Bretonia as well, too, because Sea Claus has a little bit of info about that.
Oh, that's, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and also Marienburg and all, so
yeah,
there's a lot of maritime stuff.
Yeah, so that might be an interesting place to have the campaign set.
So for my experience, so in the priest, like we have skills and talents and trappings.
Well, let's hold on. Has everyone finished up with their recording all the stuff for their species?
Species, yes.
Okay. So then, for your careers, let's talk about what we need to do with that.
Okay.
So your careers, you have 40 advances, so 40 points to raise your skills of the 8 skills that you have listed for your career. The careers are each color-coded, so the skills, you just need to worry about that for now. The skills are what's listed in the lowest level of it. Be sure to enter your, your class level or your social level as well.
Class 2.
You have 40 points to allocate among those, and no more than 10 can go to a single skill. If you don't want to think about it, it's 5 points to each of your skills, or you can figure out how you want to assign that.
Okay, there we go.
To level up in your career path, is it 5 in each? Is that?
To level up.
Skill. Oh, yeah. To level up 40. So.
Because in theory, you can level up sort of straight away, can't you?
I don't think so, because you need to have at least 1 talent, and you don't get to start with talents. And
if you got the XP, I think you might be able to buy one.
Right, but it's also you need it in your levels characteristics as well as 8 of the skills. So you need to have 5 advances in all the characteristics, as well as the 8 of the skills and 1 talent. Maybe you can't afford that with what you got, but
yeah, I think there was an example, but I'm not saying that's what I want to do. I just
because I mean each advancement for characteristics costs you 25 points a pop. So even raising 1 characteristic up to 5 is going to cost you 125.
Yeah.
I know, but I think you can use your 40 to do all 8 straight away, couldn't you?
Right, but that's only the skills though.
Only skills.
There's 3 characteristics. Each of those characteristics needs to be at 5, which means it costs 125 XP per trait. Minimum. So that's a minimum of 375 for your stats alone, plus the talent, which is 100, I think.
Yeah, you can take care of your skill stuff with it, but the other things, you have to see.
Yeah, you could get the skills. You could definitely have covered, but you still need to get 5. And each point, remember, each advance is 1 point. So to raise your stats by 5, each costs 125 points.
Yes, you need 375.
I don't know where I read that. It doesn't matter, no.
Honestly, we misread it the first time we made characters, and we're like, this is brilliant. We beat this game. It turns out we just can't read. So.
Okay. So I guess it's better to drag right onto there.
Might be, yeah. If it should populate with all the correct information. Yeah, and again, you're not starting with any talents, unfortunately, but you do have the 125 or 95 XP to then spend afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
And the color coding on this, the things that don't have the stats or the characteristics that do not have any color in them, those are your ones that you get at your first level in the career path. The next one up, silver, is the silver colored one. The next one up, the next one up is the copper one. The next one up is the silver one, and the next one up is the gold one. So those get added on as career advances. You can spend XP outside of your career. The difficulty is it only those advances only count as half when considering advancement. Hold on, is that right? Where is it here? Non-career advances. Here we go. No, it's not that. Ignore me. Yeah, they just cost double. That's an older version of the game.
So the cross pattern means we get a +1 advancement to that characteristic.
Say again?
The cross under our characteristic means there's 1 advance.
Yeah, so like if you're looking at page, let's see here, page 43, advances from 0 to 5. So the first advance that you get for 1 would cost you 25. If you want to raise it by 2 points, it costs you 50 for the characteristics.
Okay, so is the cross an automatic advance, or do we have to buy that?
You have to buy those, right?
Oh, sorry. You had to buy those. Hold on. Let me back up here. John, what are you talking about? The skills or the characteristics?
The characteristic. It's where it's for priest. It says toughness, agility, and initiative or intelligence. Willpower. They have a cross there. Are those automatically gained or
no? Those are the ones that you need to have at minimum of 5 in order to complete your career.
Sorry.
And those are the ones that are normal cost. Anything outside of that you're going to level up will cost double. So instead of 25 points, it would cost you 50 points per advance.
Gotcha. And each advance is 1 point.
Each advance is 1 point, correct?
Gotcha.
Yeah. Cool. So the first thing, have you spent your 40 points for your skills?
I went down and put down 5 in each just to even things out.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. How's everyone else been for their skills?
I'm still doing mine.
Yeah, I just gotta add in the initial, what the initial was on all of them, but I just went straight down the line.
The initial is just how many points you initially get into it, not your score. So like
it's not okay.
So whatever you're boosting is what you put in initial. That's your initial boost to it. So
if you have a talent
40,
or something.
No, out of your 40, that's how many points you're putting into it. Advances count towards experience spending.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, okay, the first.
Gotcha. I gotta get rid of all that.
Yeah, I went in there, started doing that too, and I saw my experience spending going up. I'm like, that's not supposed to be happening.
Okay.
Okay, I'm starting to get this.
All right. Then. So for the priest in particular, I will just point out that if you'd like to be able to use magic, be sure to spend 100 of your XP to take bless. Oh, you don't have 100?
I've got 95.
Oh, no. Let me double check, make sure it is 100.
Well, talent's bless. Yeah.
Oh, talent's 100, yeah.
Oh, that's crazy. That's cool.
Yeah, because bless is what you use to access the different, effectively this version of divine magic.
Nice. I guess pray is italicized. So pray is pray like a spell.
Because that's the one you use for earning. Any skill that's italicized is the one you use for earning for your career.
Okay.
Because there's that downtime activity to just earn.
I'm a cool cat, man. 44, cool already.
Nice. You know, one thing I love about this edition is the fact that the bonuses are higher than what the penalties are. It's not just a flat plus 10, plus 20, and then minus 10, minus 20. The fact that the easier tasks are plus 20, plus 40 is just it's a very clever way of just having like weighing things in favor of characters succeeding on relatively paltry tasks.
Yeah. Without
overly penalizing them for.
Maybe I'll be like a warrior priest. I'll start as a priest of Shalia and become a warrior priestess of Shalia.
Nice.
Name my character Katarina.
So Myrmidia came in the Up in Arms. Didn't we get another priest out of one of the other books? I know. I thought one of the archives had another priest in it.
I'll look. I mean, I'm just throwing things out. I don't know yet. Mm-hmm. But Shalia, I've always Shalia, the priests of Shalia always seem to be good guys in the fiction, right? They're never overly ambitious or succumb to their
For planning ahead to
scandal.
What I'm planning on doing is taking, I think it's the average for a session is 150 XP or 100 XP for rewarding. I'm planning on following that rule. So like you can plan that after your first session. One of the reasons why, again, I wanted to start with new characters and just keep playing is that this kind of game seems to be built for long-term play. Like I can routinely give you guys XP. You can routinely keep, tweaking your characters. So if you don't have something right now, don't feel that you're not going to be able to get it. Like especially the spellcasters, you're not waiting very long, John. Like if you don't start with Bless, you're not going to be waiting very long to get it.
Well, I figured if I'm smuggling, it's probably going to delay my access to priest stuff. So,
your split focus.
Yes.
Do you think about taking like the God of Thieves or something?
I haven't even looked at the gods yet.
Oh, how about Ranald? Isn't that the one?
Ranald is it? Yeah.
Yeah. Mischief.
I don't know.
That's neat having two priests in the party too. I don't think I've ever had people roll the same career.
Oh,
like
Manon could be a good one too, especially for in Salzamund. Manon's.
Yep. The biggest ones they said in Salzamund are Manon, Sigmar, and Ulrich.
Yep.
Like John, if you're leaning towards more of a martial thing, Ulrich is the god of war.
Sigmar. Well, he's a god of the Empire.
Yeah. And friend to dwarves.
Yeah, I have to look Manon.
Darren, how's your outlaw coming together?
I just can't get it to update properly. That's my problem.
What are you trying to do?
Put all the 5 advances into the skills. The way I did it in the experience spends when I did the first lot.
Yeah.
And that worked.
Okay.
But now I'm trying to do the second lot. It's not doing anything.
Are you adding it to the... Hold on. If you go back to where you were. So level 1, that should be your current career, right?
Yeah.
Have you added the skills in there?
Oh no, it needs them in there, doesn't it?
I think so, because I think we've seen them in there.
Yeah, I wonder why it works on the other bit. Okay, let me try that.
Because I think it might automatically populate in there, right?
That seems logical.
Definitely taking read and write. How much is that going to cost for talent?
100.
Yeah, all talents cost 100.
Oh, so I can't even read and write when I start out. I'm a bad smuggler.
You're a bad priest, man. But it's also it is appropriate to the setting. So.
Oh, we can also choose a talent. Okay.
Oh, we can choose a talent to start with? Or
No, if you've got the XP.
Oh.
No, it says career talents and skills. Allocate.
Yeah, let's see.
Oh, you may also choose a single talent to learn. You're right, Carl.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah.
Cool. Okay. I'm learning that then. I'm not going to be that bad at for priest.
Read and write?
Read and write.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I might take read and write first and then use my extra to get the other talent.
Okay. I can find names for the Middenheimers and the Salzamunders as well. So they're pretty good about suggesting those to give a different feel for the different regions.
Yeah, I've done my 40 now.
Okay. Nice. Did that work out then?
Yep. Yes, perfect. Right.
Perfect. And let's see. Salzamund.
Oh, single talent. That's what you're just saying. Single talent.
Yeah, I took read and write.
I And that's
I mean,
from the
I-
one
I-
that's listed, I take it.
No. I'm gonna choose bless so I can do some magic.
I was wondering.
I was just thinking about it. I can, start off as not a very good smuggler, which is why I got wrapped up with an outlaw.
Also, again, like you've got if you're acting as a smuggler, that's fine. Your career is priest, though, right? Because there is a different career called smuggler.
Oh no, it's a tradesman.
Yeah.
Trade stuff. So bless / divine lore. Okay.
Although smuggler is certainly something you could move into.
Oh, I probably will. Okay, so
Criminal.
You finish up with your talent selection. So, what god are you thinking, John?
gotcha. I'll probably go with the trickery one.
Ranald?
Renald, yeah.
So
Where do I
that
record
cult
that?
is, here we go. So just so you know, there is no there is no official god, though rumors persist of a cult leader marked with 7 crosses. It's alternatively either outlawed or yeah. It's not like
Okay.
like the old world is not like Forgotten Realms where,
Well,
like Cult of they have no conventional garb. Let me take a look and see if priest.
I don't want anything to deal with the undead. That's not fly
That'd
with
be
me.
more, but more is all an enemy of the undead, not a ally.
Hmm.
Well,
If you-
I like Reynolds. It is better to live free and die than live under oppression. That's one of their strictures.
Yeah.
Gods of the Empire.
They don't like snitches. Never betray another to the authorities. There is no greater sin than informing.
Yeah, it could be. I mean, like we don't know. Just got this. Our heroes here could be all kind of on the loose side of
Yes, I'm leaning towards Cult of Manon because I think that kind of falls in a little better,
Mm-hmm.
because of God of the Sea, smuggling, all that kind of
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah. Like,
So you could
So
go,
for
John.
me-
Like if Ranald does appeal to you, there could be a reason for why a priest of Ranald and a priest of Manon have fallen in with an outlaw.
let's see. I'm looking here. Do I have any gambling?
If you want to look
30.
just from like what your character will actually be able to do as well, you can take a look at the blessings by the cult are on page 220.
20, okay.
This is what you're able to do with your bless, and then the miracles are listed shortly thereafter. They tell you what the miracles are effectively like the spells that you get. Blessings are small minor bonuses that you grant, and then miracles are the more impressive.
Yeah, we don't get those. I think until second career. It's all if it's like
I actually don't know. Yeah, where is Tones? I don't know what you need. Let's take a look to cast miracles. Oh, you need the invoke talent in order to use miracles.
Yep.
Okay. So yeah, it's second tier. But the miracles, or the blessings, I should say, are something. And I think I expect that that's the next like big source book we're going to get is going to be the what do you call it? The priest.
the priest book.
Yeah. So we haven't. The second edition one it was pretty awesome, and with how well like how well they put together the Winds of Magic, I'm really looking.
I know because I'm gonna look. Yeah, my friend's a long time 40k fantasy player. Most fantasy especially, and he was psyched. Even though he doesn't play a wizard, he was psyched about the Winds of Magic because it had all the spells from the tabletop game.
Nice.
They added all those. So.
Well, it's a lot of neat little things too, like new familiars, magical artifacts, the specialty for each of the different winds. So, a mundane alchemist career. Yeah, I really like. I haven't had a chance to dig into it yet, just because I was, it only showed up yesterday, and I've lost between the Marvel game showing up and a couple other really awesome books coming out this week. I had a hard time getting my hours in. Okay, so what are you thinking, John?
I'm kind of torn. Like Manon sounds good. Like we already got a priest in Manon, but I'm wondering what about Myrmidia? Goddess of strategy?
Yeah. Well, Myrmidia is so two answers to that. For one, yes, absolutely you can. Two, that Myrmidia is a goddess from is it Talia? Whatever the
Chileans, yeah.
Yeah, it's effectively kind of like the Warhammer equivalent of Spain, and but that's not to say that she wouldn't be there. The other thing I would say, remember, like your characters are going to develop. You've already got different stats. You've already got different skills. You've already got different talents. It's fine being from the same god too.
Yeah.
That might be why you guys know one another. They're not so similar that it would be like having the same first level cleric in AD&D or something like that.
Gotcha.
And you guys will develop definitely along different lines, it sounds like.
Yeah, Ronaldo has like luck related stuff, which is kind of neat.
I was actually looking at the righteousness blessing. Having a magic weapon occasionally might sound good.
Right, but try and think of it less in combat terms. Like there's a couple of things where you've been focusing on weapon skill. You've been focusing on what you're gonna getting a magic weapon. Remember what you've done in the game. In our first 4 sessions. It's a different animal from games like, again, like Pathfinder or D&D, where a lot of stuff is focused through combat. That's not to say that's not, it's totally fine if you want to focus on that. And a priest of Myrmidia would certainly, be in that area. But this particular game, this particular setting, there's lots of opportunities for non-combat skills to shine.
Okay. I think we'll go with. I don't know. I don't want to be a goddess of mercy. Let's just go with. I'll go with Manon as well. That's cool.
Okay. All right. So we have 2. And I think, Carl, you said you took reading right instead of bless, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So actually, you're gonna be the only proper spellcaster to start, or blesser to start. Then, John.
Okay.
Well, I still have 120 XP.
Oh, right. So you can still spend that.
Yeah.
Okay, so then, has everyone got their skills in?
Yeah.
Okay.
Talent.
Yep.
So this is not, we don't need to add this now, or maybe you can with the drag and drop from the compendium, but your class trappings. So both John's character, Carl's character, you guys are getting the academics stuff. So clothing, dagger, pouch, sling bag containing writing kit and 1d10 sheets of parchment. And you are a rogue, right, Darren?
Yeah.
Is outlaw a rogue or a warrior?
Rogue.
Rogue, okay.
I took it from the individual one. Is there a...
Oh, this is just, you get your class trappings, and you also get your career trappings.
Yes.
Okay, I didn't see that.
And then depending on your status tier, you also get some brass pennies to start with. Isn't that exciting, guys? You get some pennies.
Penny for your thoughts.
Oh, yeah, here it is. Okay.
Yeah, page 37.
Falling back to the blessings, do I get access to all of them?
I believe so, yeah.
Okay.
You don't have to learn them, I don't think.
Cool, I'll just go ahead and drag and drop them in.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Then that'll be...
Yes, arbitrary.
The ones that are appropriate to you, like that are set for your god?
Yes.
Yeah. That is...
Page 220.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, class trappings are...
Yeah,
trappings in the main page, right? The main page. I saw a place for trappings somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's under the career bit, but I don't know about.
Was it on the
some of
main
it's,
page? Ambition, secret science, no.
There's
can't just see it under there.
Combat has weapons and armor.
Yeah, I guess you'd have to drop them in there. But it's sort of under the career bit.
Oh, I found it. It's in combat.
If
Oh,
you, yeah, weapons and armor would be.
Yeah, trappings.
Oh, trappings. Yeah, I see it. Yeah.
oh, on the left there, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Just trying to put them in.
Yeah, character with the blessed talent receives all 6 blessings for their cult: battle, breath, courage, hardiness, savagery, and tenacity.
And pray is what I need to do in order to use it.
To make use of that,
The blessing, yeah.
let's see here. Yes, pray.
That's cool. If you just drag it onto the page, just puts it where it's appropriate.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it? Yeah, it puts it in the weapons if it's a weapon. Yeah. That's cool.
Probably get my dagger going.
Okay. So
Ooh,
yeah,
sling. So now I might change. You know what priesthood I'm going to be in.
instead of Manon.
Yeah, I'm like toying with the ideas of like for you remember in Game of Thrones how the Pikes they worship the drowning, and Manon has that drowning, or like what I said earlier that the giant woman who's a priestess of mercy. Right. Mhm.
That picked out. I just need to spend my experience.
And then we got to talk about goals for our heroes
Oh, adding details.
and
yeah.
names as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so how much money did I start with? Priests?
You are, I think you're brass tier,
Right. Yeah.
yeah.
so it'll be 2d10 pennies.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, per status level. Your status level is a 4, isn't it?
Brass 2.
Oh, brass 2. Okay, so that'll be 4d10 pennies for you guys. And the outlaw.
That's okay, I suppose.
Okay.
I have 1 sheet of parchment.
Nice.
Oh, I should roll that too. I got 3. Paper is very expensive. I have some contacts. I can get you some more.
All right. Let's see here.
Oh, I've got 5 matches.
Oh, you lucky.
Yep. And then brass, we roll 4d10 for.
Oh, that does have some, hand weapon, leather jerkin, tinderbox, bedroll.
22.
Oh, I would like to use the optional rules for from Up in Arms for the hand weapons, because they expand on them and give so that like a sword feels a little different from an axe. So,
Where do we put money?
I think
It's on the combat page to just under the trappings.
Ah, cool. So 22 brass. Yeah, cool.
let me try.
Yeah, I spent
and-
my additional 2 on paper. So
Oh, okay. The basic weapons you can add in afterwards. The sword is basically exactly as written in it, but the like axe, the bollock knife, club, dagger, knife, mace, military pick, scimitar, and warhammer all have slightly different traits with them or qualities with them in Up in Arms. So we'll be using that. Now that's. Are you brass 1, Darren?
Yeah, brass 1.
Okay. Alrighty. So that's the gear. Next thing is details. Details. So,
Names, I guess.
yeah, so Reichland names are suggested there. For the Middenheimer, something more, that or something more Nordic is certainly appropriate. And Selsamunders, I think either?
Yeah, either, yeah.
Yeah, is likewise. I don't have a list of names, so Reichlander names you could use as inspiration for it or whatever. In the Reichland, human family surnames passed on from one generation to the next are most common in cities and towns, while in villages, humans are more likely to take on an individual surname when they reach adulthood. It's common to take a surname from where you're born, such as Wilhelm of Auerswald. None of you guys are nobles, so we don't need to worry about that. Your common surnames are also derived from your occupations. For example, Bauer, farmer, Fleischer, butcher, Schmidt, smith, or Schuster, cobbler. Names are on page 37.
Should probably pick a name then. They look very Nordic, so.
And they're all fairly Germanic anyway, because that's kind of what the Empire is based on. Is the Holy Roman Empire.
Yeah.
I'll go with Talthir.
Okay. And do you have a surname as well?
Not yet.
Okay. I mean, because you've been given over to the priesthood, that you could just be known by the first.
Yeah, I'm going to say that he was an orphan and then, became a priest to get out of the whole thing, but that gave him ties to the outlaws, I suppose.
Okay, so it's Talthir. What about Darren and Carl? You guys have names for your characters?
I know first name Katarina. I'm thinking of a second name. But I don't know what's a good.
Mine's Alwyn. So Alwin.
Okay.
Again, surname not yet.
Okay. You are an outlaw too, so that depending on we've talked a lot about the priest. Where are you seeing your character fitting into with this group? You're originally from Middenheim, and Middenheim is, if you don't know it, let me go. Oh, there's Middenheim, the city of the wolf, and it is, where's that? It's like up on a prominence as well too, so it's not the easiest place to get to.
I don't know. So the ones I'd like that might be interesting is Kaufman, because that's like merchant.
Yeah.
Like, so I guess I'm thinking, especially since she knows how to read and write, so she's probably like definitely not noble class, but she's an academic, but her family was like a burgher class, saved up a lot of money to get her sponsor her into the priesthood.
Nice. Did you decide to
Kaufman
go with
or Kruger? So Kaufman is merchant, Kruger is innkeeper, which sounds more interesting.
Oh, cool. Did you decide to go with Shalia, or are you going with a different god?
I don't know. I'll look. I haven't decided. Shalia in a way makes sense, because you always want, priestesses of mercy to be on your side when it comes to like healing and stuff.
Yeah.
Right. So I could see like a burgher class trying to get in the good graces of the Shalia temple, especially during times of disease and all that.
Yeah.
All right, so Kaufman will be your last name.
Okay.
But maybe I'll put that in parentheses, because she's gonna be Katerina of Shalia, right?
Okay.
All right. Cool. All right.
And let's see here. Then, so Darren, here's the blurb on the back. There's a lot more information about Middenheim. I'm sure you want to take a peek at, but it says, praying for its impregnability, set atop the mighty Fauschlag, struck flat by Ulrich's fist, Middenheim commands authority over all who stand beneath its towering presence. Hewn from the living rock by peerless dwarf skill, it is a striking fortress city, where Ulrich, the god of war, winter, and wolves, reigns supreme. The sacred eternal flame burns pure and bright in the heart of the city, famed throughout the old world, riven by dark cults, clamoring merchants, and seditious schemers. Middenheim has little room for heroes and less time for wasters, but for canny opportunists with the will and grit to carve a small piece of something better, well, they might stand a chance. So that is where you are from. What caused you to take to the wilds, or take to the outlaw ways?
He probably sees a lot of the other sort of big cities and places in the Empire easy pickings.
Okay.
So he thinks he can make his wealth, or through some hard work and a little bit of light fingering of people's purses, etc. He thinks he can become either wealthy or famous, or both.
How do we think, at this age, how do we think our party has come together?
I assume the obvious one would be traveling, but initially.
You could have met, I mean, Elsa is from the Reichland, and if we're going to set this in...
Oh, it's not Elsa. I got to change that name.
Oh, not Elsa, sorry. Katarina. If she is from the Reichland and has come up to Salzamund, then it could very well be that you accompanied, maybe you tagged along on a caravan heading up there.
Okay.
So you guys may have got to know one another that way. Tell us a little about about Katarina. Maybe we know where she's from, but what do you what is her experience been like in the Church of Shalia? Has she found the working as a physician and whatnot to be a good fit, or? Oh, we lost John.
Yeah, I think it's like because she's big and strong, so she got to do all the heavy lifting, in the Temple of Mercy. But even though she's more interested in the healing and the tending, but that might have, even though she did learn how to read and write, she really hasn't. Maybe that's why she doesn't have the Well, I will have the blessings probably, or maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I'll just not have that until during the course of play. So I'll spend my 120 on like skills and stats, and then during the course of play, when we that'll be wow, Shalia has been listening to me this whole time. So I think that's what it's gonna. So she's kind of in a way probably at this point in the caravan, little introverted. Maybe she seems like an easy mark, a little a very big and tall woman, but a little naive. So, but again, and a little, I guess, insecure because Shalia hasn't given her the gift yet, right? So
yeah. Okay. And what about John? Sorry, I don't have your character's name.
Talthair.
Okay.
I got a yelling cat in the background I was trying to mute.
No problem. I did.
I'm guessing that he sees a lot of travel on boats and ships and whatnot because of his background.
Okay.
And he's probably relatively new, still learning the ins and outs, and maybe he met the other two trying to get supplies that he was smuggling, or they took a boat and met up with him somewhere, and he just felt
So again, hold on. You've got the trade in smuggling, so you have some knowledge of that, but you're not in that profession, right?
Maybe he's trying to get into it.
Well, that's the thing. Like, it could very well be that that's what he's trying to work towards. But I just want to make sure. I'm not trying to make a big deal of it, but like the profession that you're in when you're starting is a priest of Manan. you're not in the profession of smuggler, because there's things that come with that, including your trappings, your different, status level and whatnot. It's great to have that as something to work towards, but smuggling is not the core part of your character. A priest is the core part of your character's career right now.
Okay.
Okay.
It's like he figures out the moment I unmute myself.
Yeah.
Weird cat. Anyway,
Okay. So is it fair to put it this way, that your character is interested in sort of the less than, straightforward way of earning?
Well, I think it has to do, like, he's going on a ship for some reason, for a mission or a calling or something, and he's exposed to the particular lifestyle that has ties to his past, and it's kind of pulling him back into it.
He was an orphan, wasn't he?
He was. So he was probably out on the streets a bit as a kid, and then made his way or was brought in by a priest or something to get him out of trouble. And maybe just outside of the reach of the church itself, traveling, he's kind of slowly being pulled back into it.
Okay. So maybe he was, whatever, situation was when he was a kid with his parents. As an orphan, perhaps he was serving as like a lookout or something like that, or whatnot, and some priest of Manon may have kind of grabbed him, and when everyone else ran off, he got sort of pressed into this.
Yeah, and probably because he could read and write, that was probably what set him out amongst the other ones.
Can he?
Oh, I took blessings, never mind.
Yeah. It's unusual for it, and also like at 8 in the old world would be unusual for the character to read. It's not the kind of setting where like you're going to the library as a toddler and getting Cat in the Hat.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe he saw some kind of potential in him and just nabbed him.
Okay.
Okay.
Or to Alwyn. So, anything more we can know about Alwyn at this point?
I think he's going to be quite mysterious, to be honest, because he's obviously an outlaw. He'll be proud of where he's come from, so he'll be quite open about saying, he's from Middenheim. But
if you want to play at the Middenheim aspect too, feel free to incorporate some kind of like Ulrich or Ulrican curses and stuff. Like by the White Wolf or that kind of stuff. Yeah. That would definitely be true for the city of the White Wolf.
Yeah. So I think you probably keep a lot of it a bit close to his chest at this point. Some of his skills and what he's good at.
So let's talk about maybe this might give us you can also feel free to roll your age and your height.
Yeah, I did that.
Okay.
Yeah, I did all that so I can find a picture.
Oh, nice.
That's a fairly good match to what Talthor is supposed to look like.
Good. And then if you could change your display name too, John. I'm going to keep calling you Amorous otherwise. So let's talk about the ambition. So one of the fun mechanics in the game is the ambitions, and this is kind of a way that you can set ways of you gaining extra XP. Short-term ambitions will represent your immediate goals, things that you're going to achieve within days or weeks, and examples they give are like ruining the reputation of a romantic rival, avenging a fallen comrade, befriending a reclusive scholar. And then there's long-term ambitions, which are more, owning your own coaching inn or building a village, building your village into a thriving town, ridding the colleges of magic, of elven influence. When you achieve your ambitions, a short-term ambition, you get plus 50 XP, and a long-term ambition, you get 500 XP. In addition to that, there's also party-based goals. And the short-term party ambitions should never be the same as your individual ambitions, your personal ones. Party ambitions include things like outwitting a rival group, hunting down the killer of a lost party member, impressing your patron by completely succeeding in an appointed task, And long-term party ambitions are things like eradicating an empire-wide chaos cult. I wonder where they got that idea. Build a castle, become heroes of the empire, each earning an imperial cross for your bravery and so forth. Achieving them, same thing. For long-term ambitions, 500. Short-term ambitions, 50. So let's... those things, I think it will be beneficial for me to learn more about Salzamund and get a sense of kind of what we're thinking maybe the game's going to be about, and also see what the other three are going to make for characters, so we can figure out how your characters will fit with them. But what we can do is talk about the 10 questions for the bringing the characters to life. So, John, I think we've talked about this already, but where are you from?
That's his ethnicity, right?
Yes, Salzamund.
Yeah, Salzamund.
Yeah, so Salzamund. There's the Salzamund.
Shut up, cat.
What about and Alwyn? I think we know the answers to this already, but except for Katarina, whereabouts in the Reichland is Katarina from?
Yeah, I want to say it's a good. She could be from Ubersreich, and just trying to get. That's pretty far, but just trying to get away, as far away from the troubles there,
sure,
as possible, right?
Yeah.
I guess that's cool because it gives she knows about mountains and all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. So your family, we know, Talther, you're an orphan, but what has your relationship been like for the priest who took you in? Did they mentor you individually, or did some person grab you, put you in, and then you were raised with a bunch of other orphan acolytes?
I think that the second option. So I was raised with a bunch of orphans. Not all of them made it or made the cut, and so we saw them get booted out at certain ages.
Okay. What about Alwyn? What's your family like?
I think if you think of sort of classic sort of Viking type, sort of Norse, they're all all the males are strong, hunter, independent, go and do your own. You're now 16. You need to be bringing in a tiger, a lion, or whatever.
Yeah.
For showing your worth. So they're strong family, so that if the call goes out, they'll be there type thing. How easy that is when they sort of split up, but it'll keep wanting to go back to check in almost.
Where does Alwyn fit in the birth order?
I think he's going to be towards the younger. He's 25, so probably sort of one up from being the youngest. So okay. Maybe the middle sort of child.
Okay.
Or three. So he's got people to look up to, and also people to sort of show this is how you do it.
Okay. Love it. And what about Katarina? What's her family like?
I think her family is ambitious, but maybe overly ambitious, and probably just with all the troubles happening all over the empire, they might have sided with the wrong group, noble family. But so they try to shuttle Shalia into protection or shuttle Katarina because she's not really she's too tall to be married. So put her into the priesthood, get the blessings of Shalia. Maybe our family's fortunes will turn. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of so that she probably has some sort of a feeling of being abandoned by her family. So it's kind of
yeah. What's her where should she fit in the birth order?
Oh, she probably I'll say she's a third, so either middle or among the middle. Maybe the second daughter. So So
the first daughter got married off for with pop paying a good dowry,
yeah,
and
she's
okay.
Yeah, she's more like five. Her she's too tall, right? She's 5'11". That scares
Yeah, and she's very strong, and she's hardy.
And strong, and she's very strong.
I love it, Brianna Tarth.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's great.
Yeah.
Okay. The next question is, what was your childhood like? So Talther.
Early on, rough tumble, always scraping by for food, dodging the cops or the police or the people in charge. Tried his hand at pickpocketing, was not very good. It's probably why I got caught. He didn't have much of somebody to look to, like a father figure, so much as people were just in charge of him and he had to obey. Yeah. So he's probably looking for that kind of leadership as a young man, and just probably gets involved with somebody not quite up and up. Okay.
But with Alvin, what's Alvin's childhood like?
Again, sort of probably fairly stereotype. It was, like I say, thrown out, expected to sort of get on with it. So rough and tumble, joining the hunts from a very early age, fairly basic living, but everyone was dependable. So, if you got in trouble, there'd always be your brother, your dad, all these strong males to look after you, but they would sort of pretend that they weren't looking after you and you were on your own all the time. But if it came to it, there'd always be someone there who's got your back. So yeah, he's gone out, so he's finding it a bit strange he hasn't got, and that's probably why he's looking to join up with some people to have someone that's got his back and he can help them out. So yeah, he's looking for a bit of companionship now. He's out on his own.
And what about Katerina? What was her childhood like?
At first, it was probably very protected, trying to, a merchant class, trying to be ambitious and, do the best for their children, or have their children marry into some upper class. But eventually, when she started having her growth spurts and was, more kind of at home with the servants and very interested in, helping around. It was kind of then it was, kind of more distant with them.
What's her relationship like with her older sister?
Probably initially she might have been angry at her, but now because of the teachings of Shalia, she feels sorry for her, really, because she's trapped. And I don't know if she'd ever see her sister again, but if she probably, I don't know if she might not border on conduct, not trying to be, but maybe even say that. Right? I just feel sorry for you. You're trapped in our parents' ambition. You're trapped in this society that is merciless, right?
Yeah.
Really.
I love that. Oh, Anna does too. John, why did Talther leave home? Now, this is less of a choice of his part. What happened to his folk? Did he just get abandoned? Did they die?
I think his father, really early on, when he was 2 or so, was enlisted or conscripted, pretty much against his will for some kind of battle with a noble or something, and he ended up dying out in the field. And his mother just couldn't take care of him at a certain point and left him in the city somewhere with probably somebody better well off to do, and they just treated him wrong for the first couple years until he was old enough to just run away. So
the likelihood of someone just taking in an orphan, it's adorable that you think that's what happened in the old world. I think it was like an aunt or uncle or something, and they didn't want anything to do with him. And then he was, after 3 or 4 years, he just decided to be better off running away. Okay. So because they didn't take care of him, they just did it out of, I don't know, misplaced affection for their sister. Okay. So it was definitely not an ideal place. What about Alwyn? Why did he leave home?
Well, it's the classic.
I think I asked the wrong question only. Why'd you leave home? Oh yeah, that we've already talked about that, John. Why did you leave home,
Alwyn? It's the classic sort of the siblings. I've proven myself. I've done this. I've done that. I've brought back this. I've created this for our family, or brought back wealth. So it's the I think it's the older brother that's going to be basically spurring him on to show his worth for the family. So he's gone out to make a name for himself, bring back some wealth.
And is that that relationship, is it that it's a supportive thing where like the older brother wants him to do well, or does he think that Alwyn's a wastrel and he doesn't think he's going to be able to do it, but he's pushing him
well,
to?
He obviously thinks he's better. He's making that clear, but I think he's deep down he's trying to spur him on. He's doing a tough love type thing.
Yeah.
But on the surface, it looks like he's sort of not bullying him, but saying you're not good enough, basically.
Yeah.
So.
And what about Katerina? Why did you leave home?
She was sent away, right? So she was sent to the to become a priestess in the cult of Shalia. So, wasn't probably she didn't want to, but you know.
Was it her
family duty? Would
it be her choice to come to Salzamund, or would it have been she was transferred there without her consent?
Oh, that's a good question. Yeah, I feel like I need to. I mean, there's always a place for priestess. Well, she's not a priestess of healing yet, right? But I don't know. Maybe she.
It could be a mission, that's being sent.
Yeah, it could be a mission. Yeah, it could be a mission. I mean, it is like the north, right? If we're doing Salzamund, yeah, she could be on a mission, and because she can carry all the packs, right?
Yeah.
Without the need of the need of a mule, they gets brought along.
So, Talther, who are your best friends? You cannot choose. You cannot choose your family. Your friends are another matter entirely, and you can't tell a lot about someone by the friends they keep. Do you have any friends from childhood, or friends you made since leaving home? What do you do together? Do you gamble? Do you drink? Do you debate? Are your allies in your party? Are your allies in your party your best friends, or do you eschew civilized company in favor of a loyal pet?
I don't think you would have many friends growing up, he'd probably find his best bonds with his party mates. You might have a pet.
Smuggling a couple of times. If I might suggest something, perhaps there's a friend you knew from when you were both orphans that you've met again, and that might be why you're sort of dabbling in smuggling right now, and you have some knowledge of it. Is one of those old, someone you knew from 15 years ago that you just haven't seen since you were taken in by the church.
Oh yeah, that's probably a good idea. Probably the last person he was working with before he got yanked off the streets treated him better than most people. And the moment he was back out doing his mission stuff, he ran into him and got him signed up with a ship to like start his travels.
Well, so let's not commit to the ship thing too much, because we don't know that that's necessarily what the whole party is going to do.
Oh, okay.
Remember, we're trying to make sure we're finding reasons for everyone being together. That's our big goal here. So, if I don't, do you have any sailing skills or anything like that?
Well, I figured it was because of the god he worships is tied to the sea in a bit. That he would. I was actually trying to add some skills in there, but I can't see a part where I can add advancements for skills outside my class.
What were you trying to take?
Oh, sailing.
Okay, so
but if we're not going to do ship stuff, then I might just.
Why we might, but the thing is that if your character is the only character who is linked to a ship, that means that you're building in a reason for the characters not to be together.
Okay.
So, but hold on, let's see here.
So I can add bonuses to skills. I can't add advancements to them under the skills themselves.
So if you, let's see here, career. Wait, why are you missing all of your?
Missing what?
It's just, it has pending advances. Did you?
Oh, I just haven't hit update since I've been messing around. There's nothing there.
Hold on, because what you should have is, you should have a first, oh, there we go, okay. So all your advances, John, should be under this, oh, there they are, okay.
Yeah, they're there.
Okay.
It was minimized.
So there's this 4 skills, and wait a minute, what's going on here?
Which new? So I have 95 experience to spend. And
oh, you filled in all the different levels, right?
filled in.
Did you drag and drop the career?
Yep, drag and drop.
That's where, okay, so I was trying to figure out, I'm like, why on earth are your level 2, level 3, level 4 already filled in? Okay, so, adding in, let's see here. I wonder if you have to add it, because that's the 10 skills from that. And you can't add...
I tried to edit them manually. You can put a bonus in, but you can't do anything else with it. And bonuses don't count towards experience
Let's
cost.
see here. Non-career advances. Here you go.
Oh, so it's in the cog tab.
Yep.
Okay, I can figure that out.
There you go. Okay. Perfect. Great. So, no, if you want to take that, yeah, because again, like we don't know whether that's the case. So I just want to make sure you're not, like, what we're trying to do at this point is find a reason for all these heroes to be together. We're not spending the first session to try and like come up with cockamamie reasons to have you guys thrown together. We want you guys to be a party when we start playing, right?
Okay.
So what? I mentioned the one other guy, but you mentioned as well the party. Like, are there other? Do you think there's other reasons for why how you might have come across these other, the ones we've met thus far?
Yeah, I think his contact put him maybe in touch with Alwyn, as far as the outlaw stuff goes, and that's likely how they met. We could have been anywhere in any place.
Okay.
So,
and then maybe Katerina, if Katerina is part of a mission to Salzamund, from what I can tell from the way they listed the religions in here, Shalia probably will have a presence here, just because Carl said, there's priest of healing is always going to be welcome in the things, but the main cults are Manon, Ulrich, and Sigmar.
Right.
So there may be a matter of like an interfaith kind of like you may be meeting her and other members of the delegation, as it were, when they arrived, and she's much more salt of the earth than what some of the other priests of Shalia might be.
Mm-hmm. Well, they're like, I'm just reading here on page 33. They're more in Shalia. They have a presence, but they're not like the big ones. Mm-hmm. But they're seen as venerated as protectors. So while Sigmar, Ulrich, and Manon have the big giant temples and are generally ambitious as far as politics in the city go, more in Shalia are seen, for the people more, right?
Yeah.
Against undead, against disease, right?
Yeah. So, that's an interesting way of thinking of it too. It fits with that
and
Norse.
Verena, educated people are Verena also, which is interesting.
Mm-hmm.
The goddess of lawyers.
I love it. That's what this whole campaign is going to be about. So does that give you any ideas, John, for how you and Katerina may have met one another?
Well, he is a priest of Manon, so combat and healing are like almost back to back. Like, you need healers out in combat. So yeah.
Okay. Carl, what do you think? Do you have anything to add on how Katerina may have come across Talther?
There's always, there's always stuff. I feel like Salzamund, might have some sort of regular meeting of the Council of Priests, and at some they probably rotate through the acolytes to let them see, the big guys, and so we sit. So while they're having their meeting, we sit and we run errands for them or act as messengers, and we probably have met or caught each other's eye, a couple times or a few times during one of these proceedings, right?
What do Talther and Katerina like doing? Like, do you like going to the pub? Do you like, is there any other types of activity you like? Sailing, even? Fishing?
Well, let me see, what is Katerina?
Theo definitely likes going to the pub and getting a meat or two.
Because that may have been, if you especially want to show her sort of the other side of things, to heading to the dive pub, that could be where your childhood friend and Alwyn may have, and then Katerina may have been like, oh, I know you.
Well, Katerina's not one for drinking, but she does like athletic competition. So if they ever have and of course, she always wants to it's probably a little prideful, but she wants to show people up because she's so strong, right? And they'll
There's definitely, Alwyn may suggest. Remember the arm wrestling competition?
arm wrestling competitions, yes.
Yeah.
So she definitely, she'd be up for that. That sounds like fun. Drinking, not so much. As tall as she is, she's not very good at drinking.
Okay.
So, yet. I mean,
So maybe that's,
self-indulgence is not a thing.
the Alwyn. How does that sound with you?
Yeah, I mean, I think he would have sort of gravitated towards Katerina just because the sort of strength and how tall she's just like, this woman's impressive,
Yeah.
She's like, she's probably stronger than I am, and that's the person I want to have, by my side if anything gets a bit messy. So I think he would have just been impressed by that, just sort of naturally.
And what about Alwyn and Talther? How do they think of one another?
I think over a little bit of time we'd have sort of seen that we've got like skills that would probably work well together. Alwyn's got his outdoor survival and stuff, so he's good in the wilderness and travel. And
Talther, he's not. I wouldn't say as up and up on like the specifics of the religion and making sure people act right around him. So it's probably pleasant to spend time with a priest that doesn't get on your ass all the time.
yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think religion would be a massive thing from where Alwyn's from. It would be more.
Except for Ulrich.
Yeah, I mean, it would be very specific, and it'd be more traditions, rather than sort of lots of prayers and stuff. It'd be, well, he's died, so we've got to do this sort of, and yeah, so yeah, it'd be a bit more refreshing maybe to come across a priest that's a little bit less trying to convert you.
How does Talther get along with the rest of the members of his church?
He's probably a bit of an outlier as far as they're looking at him and thinking, he barely meets the qualifications for being a priest. Even though the Menon has blessed him with power.
Mm-hmm.
There's probably a few that say he's got a specific role to fill, and it's not actually in the church; it's out in the world. And have encouraged him to leave out.
Okay.
Others are just probably they slander him and just gossip like you wouldn't believe.
Well, it's a prestigious church too, so it could very well be like it could have been that because you're an orphan who grew up in the church, and Katerina is a child of privilege who was sort of given into the church for influence. Like you may have had an initial bad impression, like, oh, another one of these fuckers, and then when you got to know her, be like, oh, she's actually very cool. She is not, she's not like all the assholes I know in my church.
Yes, that's really good reason.
Okay. So what about Alwyn? Who are your best friends?
Well, like I say, within the group, he'd have probably, stuck with Katerina the most. But I don't know if it would be something he could do. But I feel like he might have like the family pet dog or something.
Okay.
That he's took with him. Just to start out with.
Now, it's going to be a bit of a stretch for me to incorporate a dog into a campaign, but I'm pretty sure that we can make that work.
Have a word with someone and see what we can do.
Yeah, love that.
So, yeah, I mean, that would have been his sort of traveling companion to start out with.
Sure.
So, yeah.
Okay. And what about Katerina? Who's her best friend?
She venerates and respects the head mother in the temple, but probably not. They're not like friendly, so I think it's different. But I feel like she would gravitate because she, she's an athlete in a weird way, so she would, I think, gravitate towards, and maybe not even other priestesses in the temple, but she'd like befriend either kitchen staff, like say like maybe another like large woman, the woman who always has carries the big pot in the kitchen,
Yeah.
and she's helped her. That they have a great rapport. So so whatever the name of the head cook in the temple.
Okay.
Because she'd rather, she can read and write. She comes from some privilege, and she understands that. But her on her off time, she doesn't. She goes and helps the staff that. So she serves the staff that serve the temple, which is kind of a.
What are you yelling at? Alvin, I think I hear your dog.
Because those poor peasants are the ones that always get diseases anyway, right?
Totally. So. Yeah. Okay. Then, Telther, what is your greatest desire? What is the fire that burns in your heart? Your ambitions may be your chief goal, but ambitions are often prosaic and banal. If you could have anything at all, what would it be?
I think he would want to get some form of revenge or vengeance for the noble that upended his life and kept him from having a normal one.
Okay.
Just like find out, because he doesn't know who the noble is that conscripted his father. He just had a basic story from his aunt and uncle.
Yep.
And then before he ran off, he wants to find out who it was and make things not right but fair.
Yeah. No, love it. That's great. What about Alwyn? What is your greatest desire?
I think to not have to be the outlaw type and to be well known and famous and respected and even potentially feared a bit by some people, so just a massive reputation.
Okay.
And he can ditch this sort of laying low but that's a long way off, obviously.
And what about Katerina? What is her greatest desire?
I think she wants to follow in the footsteps of the I think your name is Mother Agata or something like that in Salzman, the headmistress of the. She wants to run her own temple.
Love it. All right. Next is for Telther. What are your best and worst memories? So examples.
Probably.
Go ahead.
Probably some of his worst memories are the time he spent, pretty much living under in a broom closet or under the stairs at his aunt and uncle's place. Before he decided to sleep in the streets would be better. Probably one of his best memories is not long after being yanked and thrown into the orphanage that he actually had friends or people similar to him that actually treated him like a kid. Which is why he stayed there instead of leaving, because most orphanages are just bad to start with. Probably his best memory is probably the first instance that Manon blessed him with the blessings, and he was able to just manifest something beyond himself.
Okay.
It's like he truly yes, religion's a thing and people, but then he had a touch of the divine and he knows there's actual order to the universe.
Okay. For Alwyn, what are your best and worst memories?
I think they'll both be related to his family. I think when he was sort of thrown out to prove himself when he's 15, 16, feeling he couldn't do it, cold at night, shivering, he's meant to have brought back some great beast, struggling to do that. And having to come back sort of tail between the legs type situation and having to go out on another occasion, so that was quite disappointing. And then just before he left, again some sort of sign of strength or performance related with his older brother, and he got one up on him, and his dad said, yeah, you're ready.
Nice.
This is the time. You've obviously trained, and you're strong enough and ready to go and fly the nest, as it were.
That is great. Okay, and then for Katerina,
I think her worst memory is probably going to go back in Uberstrike when her parents tried to present her, and just not that. I mean, there might have been some possible suitors because not all not all men would be intimidated by a 5'11" strong woman.
Yeah.
But it wasn't the men; it was the other women who kind of made fun of her, and she remembers like storming out of there in tears, right? Because the I don't know, the meanness of it all. So that's probably her worst memory. Her best memory is probably like seeing the valley where Salzamund is and the mountains, and coming here to find her purpose.
Yeah.
Really hitting it off with people in the very modest temple to Shalia. The mother being really like a caregiving mother, though very strong-willed, and then of course finding the staff really genuine and accommodating and fun to hang out with, giving her plenty of stuff to do to make sure she keeps her muscles up.
So then this one is gonna be pretty easy. Actually, I think this one we covered. The next question is what are your religious beliefs? But I think we've covered that with all 3 characters already. So Talther, to whom or what are you loyal?
Ooh, that's a good question. Himself for sure, because outside of the orphanage with the loose hand, he had to look after himself, so he couldn't really trust anybody. Yeah, I think it's just himself and some of the looser tenets of his god, but that could change.
Yeah.
Because people like that, the first time that people show loyalty and trust back to him, they tend to seize on and lock into. So he's pretty much open to that at the moment.
Okay. Alwyn, to whom or what are you loyal?
Family, obviously. His dog is big for him. The family dog. He's been given responsibility, or has taken responsibility of taking the family pet away, which means a lot to people. And then anyone that sort of puts their life on the line for him. So he's got a lot of sort of beliefs in if someone does you right, like a life debt almost, I guess. If it was that serious a situation. So you got those beliefs.
Okay. And what about Katerina? To whom or what is she loyal?
So Katerina is definitely loyal to the Church of Shalia. She has become somewhat of a scholar. She has Lore Reichland, and so she's a scholar and a loyal to the Empire, and she's definitely loyal to people she thinks are her friends. Right? She's gonna always try to help them, protect them. Because if they're genuine to her, she'll be genuine to them.
Okay. And then finally, this is the big one. Talther, why are you adventuring? Why are you a player character and not just another citizen of the Empire?
He's now no longer really much welcome in the actual churches as far as just being in there. He's adventuring because it's his mission to do so, as far as what he feels guided by for his deities. Like, your time in the church is done, you've learned all you can there, go out in the world and spread the news, help those you can. So there's more of a coming of age / missionary thing.
Okay. And what about Alwyn? Why are you adventuring?
Yeah, I mean, I think we've already sort of covered it, to be honest. It is to show that to his father and his family that he has reached matureness and he can make something of himself. His fame and fortune, he ain't gonna get that living at home, sowing the land and stuff. So yeah, he's looking for money, wealth, fame, and he sees that as the big cities and places of mystery and magic and whatever's out there. All the rumors.
And what about Katerina? Why's she adventuring?
Well, I mean, everyone keeps telling her she's destined for something, because no one would make a woman so tall unless she was important or gonna be important. So I think she's gonna this is like a one stop on her in her mission, and she's going to continue to, try to show mercy to as many people as possible. And there's a lot of that needs to go around in this empire, as much as we love it.
Nice. Well, that's great, guys. Anything else you wish to tell us about your heroes?
Yeah, I was going to add something about loyalty too. I forgot to add it, but I think even though she hates her family for in her mind abandoning her, she still is loyal to them. Like, you can't say bad things about my family, only I can, type of thing. You know how. So
Kaufman is her family.
I think I put Kaufman. Yeah.
Yeah. So the
I don't think there's any canon relation.
No, that's great, because I like to.
It just means merchant, right? It's like,
one the way that
it'll be Miller or Smith or whatever, but.
I like the they're not the same. It doesn't sound like they're the same level as what's his name, Felix's family. But Felix is. I like that his family plays a bit of a role in the books as they go along too.
Oh yeah.
So,
yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah. I mean, they're like an ambitious merchant family that wants to get to the next level, but it's impossible, right?
Yeah.
So.
Awesome. Anyone else have anything they wish to share about their characters?
Yeah, the irony too is, like, in adventuring, you can actually break that class. You can break that class barrier.
Yep.
Because you can make so much money, right? But
yep, man, money gets you a lot of privilege. So awesome. All right, so then, guys, we missed our mid-session break, but it sounds like we've got our first 3 heroes together. So this is great.
Yep. We just gotta spend the XP, right?
Yeah, if you haven't spent your XP, go ahead and spend that now. And then, I'm going to read up on
I gotta do my
trappings
for the priest.
And then probably what we'll do is I will let the other 3 players know that 2 weeks from now we'll make their 3 characters. You guys are certainly welcome to even though they'll be doing the character gen, you're welcome to come if you want and tell them about your characters and what we've established so far.
That might be good because I don't want I don't want them to feel like my character, who's like effectively like a lawful good cleric, right? Is going to be a downer.
No,
it's not going to be. I don't think she's going to be a downer.
No, and I
just want to. I would like to.
Sure, yeah.
But
sure.
I also don't want. I don't like. I probably telling your audiences. I don't like backstabby type of characters. Like characters that will screw the party. So I want to.
I trust everybody to the entire group we're playing with is everyone's a great role player, so like everyone's going to be and understands the team play aspect of the game. So
if they get corrupted by Zinch or something and then they try to get us all, that's during the course of play.
Well, George isn't playing in this campaign, so we don't have to worry about that.
If I had to assign alignment to Tathier, I'd put him, neutral good, just on the side of good. He's going to grow into it, but his background has colored him a little bit. Yeah,
and I think it's like we'll see what the other 3 characters are too. But this is a fucking great starting point, and the way we've been playing Traveler is very much how I want to play this game. Is that it's going to be we're not going to be rushing towards any completion of adventures or whatnot. I just want to see what happens to these characters over the course of their adventures and slowly build up towards, whatever the campaign goals are going to be. We've got some great stuff to work with from just even the characters we've met so far. And the goals that you guys have given are all great stuff to work towards as well. We've got some fun NPCs we can meet to make it personal. And then there's also... it looks like a ton of cool stuff in Salzamund as well. So,
If I would put if people have access to see my sheet in the bio, I put brief summary of what we talked about.
Perfect.
His stuff.
Great.
So they can go in there and look at it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a fucking great campaign. These are great. And then, so again, the reason I mentioned that is that if you guys don't want to show up and just watch other people make characters, don't feel like you need to be here. But if you do want to be here to help give insight and learn who those characters are, you're welcome to do so as well.
Gotcha. Probably at the very least, I'll watch it.
Nice. Perfect.
Let's see.
Anything else?
I was looking through my stats. My highest skill is prayer with 45.
Yeah.
That's acceptable, right? That's not too high for first level or
45?
starting?
No, not at all.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
Good.
you can only put a max of 10 into it anyway, right?
Oh yeah, to start with, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, no, that's fine.
Which is what I did. I put 7 into it from starting, and then I bought 3 levels with my experience.
Yeah, that's perfect. Through those with your experience was because it's 95, right? Okay.
Yeah. How do you add advances to like?
Well, if they're non-career stuff, you go in the cog. But if they're career stuff, then you just open it up, and then there's an advanced tab for your skills. You just put 1 in there. It'll subtract 10 or 15 depending on its level.
Okay.
And then your advances for your characteristics are above that. So
I got it.
Yeah, you have to actually click on it to highlight.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is a bit strange, but once you've done it, it stays clicked by the looks of it.
yeah, and then you just hit the update button to make sure everything's spent properly. And yeah, it was
Perfect.
pretty a lot to shove in there, but once you figure it out, it's good.
Well, it's gonna be nice because
Yeah.
you're gonna, with the constant stream of XP, you guys are gonna be able to keep picking that stuff and leveling stuff up. Like I'm really excited to see where these characters go. So awesome. All right, then. So for those listening at home, we might as well wrap it up a little early. For those listening at home, thank you so much for joining us. We will be back in the old world in 2 weeks' time to meet the rest of the party as well. In the interim, if you have any comments, questions, or concerns regarding the session, the campaign, or the game we're playing, please do not hesitate to leave a comment in the comment section down below, and I'll endeavor to reply in a timely fashion. There's also a link down below to the... oh, did he? George says you never know. What's that I call? Is it the call of chaos? George, I hope you're having a great start to your weekend in Edinburgh. Let's see, there's also a link down below to the Dungeon Musings Discord server where all of us are active. We have channels there dedicated to Warhammer RPGs in general, because we run a couple of them on the channel, as well as a ton of other great channels with a ton of great people, so you are more than welcome to join us over there. There's also a link down below to our friends at Noble Knight Games. Noble Knight Games is the preeminent unionized retailer of hard-to-find and out-of-print RPGs in North America. Not only do they have a terrific selection of new role-playing games, board games, and card games, they also have an unmatched selection of hard-to-find and out-of-print RPGs. If you make a purchase of $10 or more through their website, be sure to enter the code SUMMERMUSER at checkout, all one word, all caps, and you will save yourself 10% on a purchase. If they do not have something in stock that you're looking for, you can put it on a want list, and then they will send you an email when it comes in. But as I learned last night, you do need to be quick when that email comes in, because it might be on other people's want list too, and it might be gone if you spend 3 hours recording a video and then go back to try and purchase whatever it was on your list. They do refresh stuff pretty often, and you can also see on the want list when an item was last stocked, so you can get an idea of how long it takes to, for stuff to come back in for the hard to find stuff. They do a good job of targeting things that they're looking for. So in addition, there's also a link down below to something called Heroes Save Villages. That is the charity fundraising campaign we run on the channel. It benefits the SOS Children's Villages International Charity, a really amazing organization active in over 130 countries, benefiting over 80,000 orphaned and abandoned children, including ongoing relief efforts in Ukraine and the surrounding countries at the time of recording. All donations through that link go directly to SOS Children's Villages International. None of it goes to the channel or any other middleman, just goes to benefit the services that they provide to the kids. And as a small way of saying thank you, if you've donated $10 or more since June 1st, 2023, then you have a chance to vote on the remaining 2 sessions of our year-long charity campaign, the Year of Ill Omens. We have had 4 terrific sessions so far that have been shaped by the donors, including voting on what era we're playing in, where we're playing in, what types of heroes we're playing, and what game we're using. I'm going to be opening up the voting for the next session, which will be at the end of September, to start things, the ball rolling, as it were, on what era and what place we'll be playing. We have 2 more to choose from right now. We've gone 4 sessions so far, so I'm looking forward to seeing what our next one will be. And then if you donate $25 or more, you'll have a chance to win the grand prize or one of the other great prizes in our next charity raffle, which will be at the end of the year. The last thing I will say is an enormous thank you to our stalwart old world heroes here. So, John, Darren, and Carl, thank you so much for letting us meet these terrific and interesting heroes. I look forward to the horrible things that are going to happen to them in the coming months. So, I am so sorry for what... The one thing you can guarantee is that dog is probably going to be safe. which is actually a lie, because I know John's gone through about 3 of them in our Night Below campaign where shit get
Never leave it alone, ever.
You know it's going to get a name, though, don't you?
All right, so then we'll be back in 2 weeks' time to meet some more members of our stalwart party. But until then, we hope that we gave you a few hours to take your mind off the troubles of our world and think about the heroes that we're going to be seeing adventure in the grim and perilous world of the old world. World of the old world. That's some truly class. George, if you're still listening, you can definitely steal that gem. But until we see you again, stay safe, stay healthy, and happy gaming.